Welcome to the Skeptic and the Rusty Quickies, a segment with no ads, no sex, and no shoutouts. Just pure, uninterrupted, unfiltered, and uncensored sentiments from your hosts, Ziggy and Rusty. The boys will have an entire round to share their stories and point of views on a particular topic. So sit back, grab a tissue box, and prepare yourselves for a satisfying quickie like no other. Come, join us for another round. Listener discretion is advised.
What's up and what's good, guys? It's your boy Ziggy and welcome to the very first Skeptic and the Rusty Quickie round. Now for this round, we are going to talk about grand gestures versus little things. Now let me start off with a quote that says, "Grand gestures are nice, but it's the little things like receiving flowers or sweet random notes that usually mean the most." People would often agree that grand romantic gestures are something that they would want to have received in their lifetime, but more often than not, it's actually the little things that matter. Now, in my case, people have noticed that I am a man of grand romantic gestures, someone who prepares something big for my partner on special occasions or even on normal days. And I find doing these things tedious, but it's all worth it just so I could see my partner smiling from cheek to cheek. Although these things are memorable and very much noticeable, I'd like to point out that this should be balanced out with something that seems insignificant but are also just as important, which are the little things. Now, as Usher would remind us through his song Simple Things, it's the simple things in life we forget. We tend to overlook the things that really matter. Now, it could be as simple as saying I love you to your partner, opening the car door for her on your nights out, remembering those details that seem unimportant but really hit the spot. Now, these things, although small, are what makes relationships even better. Having a partner has always eluded me for the past 3 to 4 years, and I always picture myself being with one sometime soon. And I picture us hanging out with my friends at one of our favorite bars in Poblacion, chilling at my favorite milk tea place in Maginhawa, Moonleaf pa rin mga ulul. Attending a celebration, whether it's a friend's wedding, their child's christening, or maybe just a simple birthday gathering. It's something that I tend to daydream about together with my significant other, and the reason is really simple. It's these bonds, these little things that make us stronger and know each other a little better. Emma Roberts shared that love is not necessarily about grand gestures. It can be the little things, like someone knows you like a certain food, so they pick it out for you. Stuff like that is sweet. It's the little things that are nice and thoughtful that you can do every day. Now, I totally agree with her in that it doesn't really need to be as grandioso as a planned rooftop date at your favorite spot in the city, but these things that make you realize that this person actually listens, remembers, and takes note of the things that make you who you are as a person. It's a nice feeling that someone actually remembers these small details about you as a person. Now, I would often share to my friends that whenever you are in a committed romantic relationship, you should be aware of your partner's wants and needs. This lets you define what your love languages are and how you would make the relationship work. But, let's face it, romantic relationships are always a work in progress, and these grand gestures and little things would play a vital role in making it work. At the end of the day, I still believe that we should always communicate with our partner because that has always been the best gesture that seems as little but is as important as anything else. Now, I've already said my part, and I'm gonna leave you guys with my partner, my co-host, which is Russell. Russell, take it away.
What's up and what's good? It's your boy Rusty. Now, let me start my round with the story. Way back in high school, I was always the Jologs person who enjoys watching chick flick Tagalog movies. So first thing that popped in my head when we came up with this Quickie topic is John Lloyd Cruz's film with Tony Gonzaga, yung My Amnesia Girl. Sobrang kinikilig ako sa film na yun every time I rewatch it. Ang plot kasi, for those of you who are unfamiliar and hindi kasing Jologs ko, John Lloyd thought that Tony had amnesia, and there was a scene in the film where John Lloyd made this huge romantic move to celebrate Tony's birthday from year 1 to present. Para daw maalala niya na nag-celebrate siya ng birthdays. And another scene dun sa film is nung pinuno niya yung bahay ni Tony ng post-its na mga banat. Mga tipong, bangin ka ba kasi nahuhulog na ako sa'yo? Or kutsara ka ba kasi palapit ka pa lang, nakanganga na ako. But anyway, being a fan of this romantic gesture since high school, I was the type of guy na patorpe-torpe sa mga crush, and always akong nag-iisip ng grand or big moment para umamin. Ako yung tipong naghihintay ng intrams kasi gusto ko ipa-shoutout yung crush ko sa campus, or yung mga may pa-surprise na bulaklak sa locker ni crush. And alam mo yun, basically, ang ginagawa ko lang nun is nakikipaghulihan lang ako ng tingin sa crush ko. Kasi sa utak ko, iniisip ko parang, hindi, dapat may important moment, dapat big yung gagawin ko para sabihin ko sa kanya, para mas feel niya. And alam mo yun, parang I think it contributed to the fact na walang successful sa mga panliligaw ko nung high school. But anyway, I think it changed when I was in my first official relationship way back in college. So I realized how the little things, if taken aggregately, sometimes outweighs the big things that we plan to do for our special someone. I think I'm not the type of guy who will give you expensive stuff or plan out amazing events or vacations just to make you feel special. Siguro yung effort ko to ensure na I'm there whenever you need me and that you can count on me sa mga daily and menial task or errands. Like, for example, hirap ka sa lesson, tutor kita. Kung sa trabaho, itatry kong magets yung ginagawa mo para makatulong ako. Kapag may essay ka or something, itatry ko na i-formulate yung thoughts mo with you and maybe at least i-proofread ko yung mga nasulat. Kapag may gusto kang bilhin or may kinikrave ka na pagkain, I usually try my best to satisfy yung mga ganong urges. Mga ganong bagay lang. And I strongly believe na yung summation ng mga little things na yun would be something na pwedeng mag-mark sa life ng special someone ko. So, di ko sure kung ganun din yung tingin ng mga taong yun. Maybe you can ask them if hindi sila agree. But of course, there are exceptions naman, di ba? Say for example, mga monthsary, Valentine's, anniversary, or mga birthday nila. Syempre, I try my best to tailor fit yung gifts or yung surprise. Like, very unique yung magiging experience nung pinaplano ko para sure ako na ikakatuwa yun ni jowa. I'm not sure if that would count as a grand gesture. I mean, it's not like Ted Mosby stealing a blue French horn or setting up a string quartet for Robin in How I Met Your Mother. What I mean is people will have a different classification or criteria on what is grand and what are little things. Like for some, throwing a small party may be a small thing to do, especially if sanay yung partner mo na may mga ganong klaseng surprises. Others would take it as something really big or maybe even too much. Or let's say, this happened to me personally, making a scrapbook for your girlfriend. Some girls would probably think of it as something na sweet and you poured all your time and effort into doing this gift. And, you know, others may find it petty or even a sorry excuse for a gift kasi di mo afford yung date or yung material stuff na ine-expect nila. Which brings me to another point, yung perception nung nasa receiving end. You have to understand na not everyone would feel comfortable when you subject them to grand romantic stuff. Marami niyan eh, like yung mga public stunt, yung may mga flash mob na magsasayaw, or yung may mga kumakanta sa mall, biglang may bandang darating tas tutugtog. And siguro high school level, yung mga nangaharana sa classroom, tapos tatanungin mo sa harap ng class kung pwede na ba maging kayo ng crush mo. I mean, I'm not saying na romantic gestures are limited to things involving publicity, But in my opinion, I think most of them are. And I mean, point is, other people would still want to keep things private and would appreciate it kung mas intimate lang yung mga moments. So bottom line is, I think you have to figure out what works for your partner before you decide to do grand stuff for him or her. Maybe try to assess kung ano yung love language niya early on. There's also a tendency naman for people to overlook yung importance ng mga maliliit na bagay just because they already gave out something big for their partner. Andyan yung mindset na, okay lang, kahit di ko muna kausapin siya for ilang days, binigyan ko naman siya ng bahay at lupa, or nilibre ko naman siya ng trip to Siargao, or nasa kanya naman yung auto ko. Parang ganun eh. On the other hand, there are moments din na your partner is sort of expecting something out of the ordinary, pero you're too caught up with the idea na you're already giving him your full attention every day, so that should be enough. Again, you should be sensitive sa magiging perception ng nasa receiving end, kasi at the end of the day, you're doing these things, big or small, to make your special someone happy and feel loved. So that's it for this round of Quickie. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this and you want to share your story or your comments, you can reach us via Facebook at The Skeptic and The Rusty. You may also follow our Instagram and Twitter account at Skeptic and Rusty. And finally, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's, again, The Skeptic and The Rusty. Your comments will be read and violent reactions will be addressed during our main show or in the next Quickie round. So stay tuned, guys, and have a nice day.